My name is Bashy Quraishy. I am originally from Pakistan, but lived most of my life in the West, studied in Germany, USA, and then ended up in Canada, where I was working as an engineer. I decided to go back to Pakistan, but I had a pen friend in Copenhagen, so she asked me to come and visit her. So I decided that I would come from Montreal to Copenhagen, stay here for a few days, then take a train, and I would go to Germany, where my things were lying with the German family when I was studying there, buy a small Volkswagen and drive to Pakistan and live there. Because that was actually the plan when I came to study in the West, that I would study and get good education and then go back to Pakistan. I was young and little restless, like we say, so I never went back. But then when I realized that I should go back, so that is how I came to Copenhagen. But unfortunately, by the time I came here, my friend has moved back to Iceland, where she was from. So I decided to stay here 2-3 days. I went to Central Station to look for a hotel, a place, or bed and breakfast. And while I was talking with this gentleman in the office, there was a young man beside me. He said to me, Denmark is very expensive and I can see that you are not Danish. Why don't you come and stay with me? And that was later guy, his name was Kim Schumacher, and he became a very famous film and music personality. And his kindness was so that I stayed with him for a few days. But the real reason why I stayed in Denmark was that after I was living here for a while, the present Queen Margrethe became queen when her father died. And all of a sudden, my mom wrote a letter to Queen and said, my son lives in your kingdom. I haven't heard from him. I'm worried. I miss him. Please find him, ask him to write to me. And what does Queen do? She sent a messenger from the palace to the chief of police, alien police at that time. And since there were not many people of alien background, he knew, he had a register, he knew who was who and where he was. So he called me at my work and he said, Mr. Quraishy, you should come right away to my office. And of course I got scared. I said, what have I done? He said, no, take a taxi, come to my office. So I went there and I was really shivering in my pants. I said, maybe going to kick me out or I have done something wrong. When I came there, the police chief, lovely person, and he said to me, I'm not very happy what you have done. So I said, what did I do? He showed me the letter my mom has written to the Queen. And there was a letter from the Queen to the police chief asking him to find me and ask me to come to his office and write a letter to my mom. I was crying. It was so emotional. So I wrote a beautiful letter to my mom. The letter was sent to Queen by the police chief, and Queen sent that letter to my mom. And of course, I also, was very touched. My mom had framed that letter and it was hanging over her bed in her bedroom until she passed away many years back. That shows what kind of country Denmark was at that time. And that was actually the main reason why I stayed in Denmark, because as a young man who have traveled the world, when I came to Denmark, I found a country which was open, which were respectful to people. They talked in a nice way. And wherever you went, I was stopped at the street by many families, and family parents asked me to take their daughter for a dinner. It was so strange atmosphere. You couldn't go anywhere before people will talk to you and they will touch your skin and say, oh, you have a very beautiful skin, where you come from. So there are many, many beautiful things. And I felt that this was a country where I really belonged. Because after living in America, Canada, Germany, Pakistan, and travel, here my heart fell in love with Denmark.